Hi, how you doing, guys? Thank you for joining me again. And Mithu already in the chat. Hi, how you doing? Thank you for being here so early. Always appreciate your efforts, and I always appreciate you for joining me. If possible, would you please implement the Trello workspace functionality in this playlist as well as multi-tenancy? That is an excellent suggestion, actually. It does fit the theme. I already have the idea. I don't know if I'm gonna get to do it, but I already have the idea of implementing projects, kind of workspaces, similar. Because I do think that having boards for different projects it makes sense in this kind of project. As well as having tags and filters. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'll get to multi-tenancy. We'll see how it goes, but I don't think we will get multi-tenancy on this project at least. But projects or workspaces, definitely. Thank you for just your suggestion. And let's get started. We have a lot of things to do today. It's going to be fun. This is by far my favorite projects of all of my live streams. I don't know why, but I really like it. And I'm excited to keep working on it. Let's start with last week's bug that we ended with. I don't know if you remember, but we had a problem where I resetted the database here. And I'll show you, maybe I can reproduce the problem. So let's create a new list here. Let's say in progress. And then add a couple of cards. Task 1, task 2, and task 3. Now, if you remember from last week, if you were here, if not, I'll tell you what. There is no problem on this already created list. You can sort all of the cards here, no problem, right? But when you get to all of these newly created cards, there was a problem because the sorting was not working. I don't want to move them right away because I want to show you what the problem is and how it looks like. But suffice to say that the sorting not working. Mithu, no problem. You're welcome. So before I move to the bug and what was the problem, quick pop quiz about Laravel, not Laravel, sorry, PHP, going back to basics. Quick pop quiz about PHP. Tell me the results of doing, let's start with false. No, wait. Yeah, let's start. Tell me if this is true. No, wait. Where do we start? So is null equal to false? Is that true or false? Or even, does 0 equal to false? I mean, if you have done PHP for a while, you know that this is actually true. Because 0 in PHP evaluates to false by default. So does an empty string. Empty string evaluates to false. So that is actually true. Same thing with empty arrays. That's correct, it's true. So empty array is also equal to false. Therefore, this is true. Guess what? Guess what also evaluates to true? Well, if we follow the trail, yes, null is also false. So null equal to false, that is also true. Now, therefore, is 0 equal to null. That is true. Even though it doesn't make sense when you look at it, because 0 is one thing, null is another, but because PHP evaluates both 0 and null to false, what I'm asking here is false equals to false. Is false equal to false? Yeah, that is correct. That is true. And that was the problem. Because if you remember, in our task model, we had this little snippet of code that will set the sort position when we create a new task. Now, when we don't have any task in a group, therefore, when we don't have any task in a group, when you run this group tasks max sort the first time, is going to give you what? Null. So this sentence here is last sort position equal to null. Yes, okay, set the initial position to 0 because there are no tasks. But the problem is the problem comes on the second time you create a task, because then I go and say, give me the max sort position of the tasks in this group, which is 0. And I come here and say, well, is last sort position 0 equal to null? Yeah, that's correct. That's true. And then what happens? The sort value becomes 0. And therefore, every other task that you create on the group is going to have the same sort value, which is 0. And therefore, you can't sort, because you can sort on a group of tasks that have the same sort value. So what you have to do is use strict equality, saying that is 0 strictly equal to null, which then becomes false. That was the whole problem. So I'm actually going to reset the database again. So now I can show you, if I try to sort here, if I take this down here, doesn't work. This one, task 1 goes all the way to the bottom, and it basically doesn't work, right? It's just a mess because all of the tasks had the same value, and then it just doesn't work. I've got it. Alonso, hi, how you doing? Sorry, I didn't see you there. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's really no problem. I don't know if you're new to PHP or if you've been doing it for a long time. I've been using PHP since I was 21 years old, and I'm 44 now. So we're all in the same boat. So if you make mistakes, if you feel like I make this dumb mistake, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know if this is for me, don't worry. We all make dumb mistakes every once in a while, even though you have been you've been coding in the same language for going on 20 years. It doesn't matter. So let's fix that thing here. Let's say triple equality to null. That makes sure that there is no problem anymore. And let me reset the database again. And now let's create that list one more time. In progress. Let's create one more because we're gonna need it done. Let's create a few cards here. Task 1, task 2, task 3. And now if we try to sort, everything is working as expected. Awesome. Okay, that takes care of that. What else I wanted to show you? I don't know if I showed this last time, but I'm gonna share it again. Probably, I don't know if you've noticed, but the scroll bars look a little different. I don't know if I did this last time or not. If I didn't, I probably didn't explain it. So I did a little hack in CSS to get this scroll bar to look the way it does only on dark mode. if I switch to light mode, then it's going to look the default colors. The problem is that default colors look really bad on dark mode. This will be really bright, so I didn't like how that looked. So I just create a small hack in my app.css and just reset the scroll bar width to thin. I think that was already there, but I did add this scroll bar color, and the first color is the handlebar. I don't know if that's the actual name, but this is a lighter color, lighter gray color. I took the values from, I just looked at the compiled values from Tailwind CSS, the gray, very light gray color. And I just copied the RBG values and the alpha, and the second value is the background. So I added this for everything, but only when the parent class is dark. So the top element, which is the body, always has a dark class to switch between dark and light. So when it's dark, everything down or every descendant will have this inherited class for the scroll bar, width and color, and that's why I don't only get it on the groups, but I also get it on the board itself down here. So that's something that I did off camera, but now you know. Just a little eye candy. All right, so what's the goal today? First of all, we're going to do a bit of cleaning up, because I don't like the fact that this form to add cards or add tasks is kind of in a weird place. The form is in the group blade template component, but the functionality to add the card, it's in the board Livewire component, so it's kind of weird. And we already have components to add and edit groups, so I wanted to bring this into its own component, so it's a little cleaner. That's one thing, but the end goal of today is to be able to sort tasks in between groups. Right now we can only sort in the same group, but I want to be able to take this task, move it over here and sort it here, and then all of the tasks from the previous group will rearrange, and all of the tasks in the target group will also have the correct sorting value. That is the goal. We're not leaving until we do it. All right, let's get started. First of all, let's create the, let me check out my notes here. All right. We're going to create a new component. Now, do I create a new component right away, or do I start with the tests? Because we already have tests for adding, for adding tasks. But those tests are in the board test file. Can move tasks to target position, and I feel this should be on the task. This is about sorting a task when dragging down. No, that's a group thing. This can create tasks. This should not be part of the group or the board for that matter. We should create a new group component as well. Okay, that's the second thing we're going to do. We're going to create a new group component, because right now we have a board. I think we already have, do we have a card? How many components do we have? Livewire, Kanban. Yeah, we have a card. We have a board, which we should move here eventually into the Kanban folder. So we have a card, we have a board, we should have a group. So yeah, we're gonna, and in fact, we do need a group Livewire component, given that the task ahead. So before we even get to sorting between groups, we do need a Livewire group component. But I think let's just rearrange the tests to begin with. That'll actually inform what I want to do with the component. Let's create a new file. PHP artisan test. add task test. All right. Now let's move everything from this board test file, beginning with it can create tasks, it properly sorts new tasks. Yeah, because after, yeah, okay, so only these two. I'm going to delete this from here, then open add task test, and then paste it here. And before I get any errors, let's start with the import. So we need group, we need task, we need sequence. What did I do? Sequence. What else? In this case, we are not testing the board, so let's replace this with add task component, which is going to have a description. Yes. Although I've already followed a different scenario here, because look, the reason I didn't catch that bug in the beginning is because look, I was already setting myself a failure here. I created two tasks. If this would have only sorry, if this would have had only one state, and I was creating only one record, then it would have failed for sure. Because if this was 0, the next one, well, the assertion would not even catch it. See, I'm just checking description. What I'm getting at is, I'm just going to do this. Let's just create one task. Task factory. I don't even need a sequence or a state for that matter. Just create a task for that group, call it task. This is for adding a task. In fact, let's just call it new task. Like so. And instead of create, let's just say make. I don't even have to give it a group, I think. And I'll show you why. I don't have to give it a group, because if we go to board, in the create task method, see, I'm using the group tasks create. So when I reference the parent model and then use the relationship, this create will already set the group ID to this group here. So I don't really need to set the group for the task or for the test. So we can take that away. I just need one task in memory, and then set the description to new task description. And then call a method that we are going to change the name here. I think we already agreed on the naming convention of routes and resource controllers. So let's change this to store. We don't need to pass the group ID anymore. I don't think we need to. No, we don't need to. We probably don't need to. Anyway. And then we are going to assert that the database has a description of, change around quotes, this will be new task description. And I'm not even going to test the new value here. I don't care. Just the description. So that means I don't need this group here. Okay, so set a new task, create in memory, load the add task component, set the description, call store, and make sure that the database has that description in the database. Yeah, sounds good. Let's work on the second one. It properly sorts new tasks. So for this, I do want to remove the second value. That'll give me a for sure test where I know that after 0 goes 1. So in this case, the factory, we don't need 2, just 1. Set the state. I don't need to set the state to a sequence, only one value here. For the group, creating memory. In this case, we are going to... I'm going to need this also. Basically the same thing. Let's copy this. So we have a group created. Create a group, creating a task already in database. For that group, store position 0. Then set a new task in memory. Load the add task. Set the description to the new task. Call store and make sure that the tasks table has a description of new task description, and the sort position, I actually want this to be 1. All right. Obviously, this is all going to fail, but we'll fix it. Start with this one. Do I need any more? Yeah, let's add. We don't need this sequence. We do need to use app Livewire add task. Sometimes I also take more time testing instead of programming. Well, that will at least give you the certainty that if everything works well on the tests, usually the implementation takes less time. So you're trading one thing for the other, but having tests is a really good advantage. Having everything tested. Run. What do we have here? Unable to find component. Of course, I know. PHP artisan make Livewire add task. Okay, run it again. Unable to set component data. We've seen this before. Let's open add task. Public description. And previous, unable to call component method store. That's cool. Let's just create it. I briefly thought about why don't I go to the board component and just grab the whole method from there and just paste it here, change the name, but that'll be cheating, so it's not. So public function store. Call to undefined function assert database has. Forgot one import. Can never get all of them at once. Okay, we are at the database part. We now have to create the record. Now I think I should, in fact, let's go to the board component. We already have everything here. So create task. I'm going to bring all of this. Do I need the group though? Probably need the group. I do need the group. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to copy this from here. Put it here. So a few things. This validate means that I have to also grab this required. I'm using rule, but I should use validate. So let's do validate. Come on. Required. And then I need a group. So let's add a public group. Do we need a mount? I do not. Yeah, I do not. But I do need to pass this group as a parameter. And down here, I need to refer to this as this group. Okay, that looks good. Save this and modify the test slightly. Because I do need a group. So I do need a group and I need to pass that into the task so that that group will get the task. Like so. Could probably, but I shouldn't have to. Make sure that the task group ID is the same as group ID. Nah, let's leave it like that. Let's do the same down here. We already have a group here. And let's pass it into the component. All right, let's run it again. And now it's passing. Awesome. That worked. I usually test, but I use PHP unit. Yeah, the original. Because I got to do testing more recently, I kind of got used to pest. I don't know. I like the functional notation of it. But PHP unit, that's OG. That's valid too. All right, so this one works. Let's go to the next one, which is properly sort new tasks. Should work. And it does. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's go make use of this component. Why do I have an on here? I'm not using this. So let's start by removing this create task code from here. Don't need that anymore. Oh, I just remembered one other. So we have to do 3 things before we get to sorting between groups. First one is this, what we're doing. Second one is another Livewire component for groups. And the third one is I want to move the sorting functionality into a trait, because maybe not this week, but next week we are going to sort groups as well. So it'll be handy to just give the group model a trait for sorting instead of just reproducing the code all over the place. So yeah. And then we are going to sort between groups. I think the next thing I have to do here, now that I have a component, is to go to the group component, blade component. And I'm going to take, all of this template, this div even, all of this is just the add task. So I'm going to move this into the newly created component that we created. So let's say visual, how far down? 28 down. Let's delete this from here. Let's open add task blade.php and just paste it here. 22, 28 down. Fix indentation. Let's see, what do we need to change here? So this, I need to transform this into, how was it working before? Oh yeah, I just need to move this also. And let's put it here. So we have the X data so that this will work, this template, but now it's in its own component. We have wire submit. This is going to be store. And it doesn't need anything. So delete inside parentheses, and we don't even need the parentheses. There you go. So wire submit goes to the store method. Text input is wired to the description. At some point we're going to extract things into forms, but not this week. I just want to get to the fun part first. Placeholder, that's fine. Xref goes to input, which I have down where? Where's the input? Am I blind? This is the input. Jesus. So this is an xref named input. Classes. I still haven't fixed the problem with the ring, but at some point we'll do. Then we have the error description. That's all staying the same. One click, show us. Yeah, that's fine. Xshow, that's good. Next thing, next tick. Fresh. I think that's all. Will it work though? Let me go back to group here. And now, in its place, I'm going to use Livewire. add task. And I need to pass the group into it. So group equals, and there is a prop for the group, so I need to pass that in. Wire keys, do we need wire keys? Yeah, we do need wire keys. Of course we do. Wire key, and let's call this add task, and then the group key. Let's make sure we close this. So we have a wire key, we have the group passing in. I don't have to do anything else. Let's see if that works. No errors. Awesome. Let's add one card here. Everything's working fine there. And then finished. Dang it. Did it work though? It did. But it didn't refresh the group. Oh, I know why. This used to be directly linked to a method. So we are emitting this, where is it? We are emitting the task created thing here, and we used to react to that. Where was it? In the group? Yeah, we used to react to that in the group directly. So this will then execute the refresh groups in the board. See, this is why I need a group Livewire component. Because right now the only solution to this is to say on task created, then refresh the groups. See if that works. Refresh here, add a new card. Done. So, and that works. Can't hit escape here. Oh, I didn't move that over. I need this. X on key up escape. So I can click and then hit escape and it closes. All right. All right, so I think the next thing that I want to do before moving forward, let me check. Yes, I need a group Livewire component. Because I am sick of having, for example, where is this board? I'm gonna close a few things here. We go to the board Livewire template. Yeah, this is causing more problems that I care for. Having a blade component with a wire key, it's kind of weird. And I know that this is going to cause problems when sorting between groups. So let's nip that in the bud and fix it right away. Let's create a new component. Do I need any tests for that? I probably do, but they're right now in the board. Let me check. Feature board tests. Shows all groups. That's a board thing. Shows all tasks from a group. That's a group test. I have to move this over. Shows task in order, that's a group thing as well. Can move task to target position, yeah, that's a group thing. Group thing, yeah, all of these tests are for a group. So let's create a new test file. PHP artisan test. Let's call it group test. Does that exist? I think that that already exists. It doesn't. We do have edit group and add task, but that's I'm gonna leave those on their own files because they are separate Livewire components. I am, however, going to create that component inside the app Livewire Kanban folder. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, let's start with this one. So that one. This one too. This one as well. And this one. I'm going to remove all of these from here and then add them to the group test. All right. Let's add all of the imports. That'll be group, task, sequence, not board, group task sequence, not board, group task sequence. Do we have any assertion in database? I have this expect. Let's bring that in. Expect. Yeah. Now, instead of board, I want to use group. Oh, we're gonna have a problem. We need to change this name. Instead of app models group, let's call this app model group as group model. It'll be a lot easier if we change, if we instead use app Livewire Kanban group as group component. Mount that group component here as well. And here as well. All of them actually. There, and that's it. All right, let's start. First one, it shows all tasks from a group. Create a group. And we should probably pass that group into here. So create a group, create 3 tasks in that group in this order for the group, mount the group component, pass the group in, and assert that I can see those 3 tasks in that order. That's fine. Then create a group, pass it in here. I'm gonna copy this. Yank towards nope. Yank towards parentheses, and then 19 down. Paste. Oof. Paste. There we go. Go to the next one. Paste. I'm following the project, but I want to ask an unrelated question. No problem. Go ahead, ask. Would you install a package would you install a package which its last commit was made 4 months ago? Well, I've always heard about having updated dependencies. I don't think 4 months is too bad. I wouldn't install a package if the last update was like, I don't know. I guess it depends. I mean, there could be packages that haven't had any. Well, if it goes more than 6 months or up to a year, I would consider that as an abandoned project. Usually, you would get like releases every. Well, 6 months, it's kind of right up at the edge. 4 months, I don't think it's that bad, especially if the package is stable and, well, not. Yeah, if it goes over 1 year, that's definitely not a good option. I would probably need a different package. 6 months, maybe. If it's stable and it has a lot of stars, maybe it's stable enough that it doesn't need any more releases. But yeah, still 6 months is kind of icky. 4 months, it's still acceptable, I think. But I don't know. What kind of a package? I guess that's having context does help. Okay, that's all. Let's run this one. Unable to find component group. All right, let's get this started. PHP artisan make Livewire group Kanban group. All right. All right, so it's not creating any tasks because we need to move all of the functionality into it. So let's see. Well, that's a problem. This is, Well, yeah, it's not showing anything. Okay, the package is momentum model for make forms inside of models in inertia. I haven't heard about it, no. I don't use inertia very much, especially after Livewire. Is inertia the one with Vue.js? Is it Vue.js or React.js? I think. Yeah, I don't use inertia very much, but no, yeah, can't help you there. Models are a pain in the ass though. And I have yet to find a good free component to use models. Most of the time I just end up writing them myself. React with type. I think React does have more nice looking components for models. Does ShadCN have any? Why don't you use ShadCN instead? I think that's very popular. It's a very popular UI library, and they do have a very decent model here. I prefer these ones because these ones are avert your eyes, please. A flashbang alert. Going into light mode. 3, 2, 1. These use they're very minimal in their design, and they do use Tailwind CSS, so they're very easy to customize, I guess. And you don't have to worry about all packages and whether or not it's abandoned, because this I know this site does have a lot of popularity. Okay, back to this. So I need to go to the group component, and I need to move all of the functionality that is currently working on the board. Yeah, let's move all of this. I'm gonna yank it first, and let's open the group .blade.php. Inside resources, views, Livewire, Kanban, and let's paste it here. Let's see, what do we have to fix? The wire key goes outside, so I don't need it here. In fact, let's go here to the board and let's add what I need. So Livewire group. Paste the key. And I do need the group as well. Now the X sort, I need to move it from this, from here to inside the component. So yank that. And let's put it. Why does everything look so bad right now? All right. So wire key stays out, group stays out, and the sorting, sorry, sorting goes into the Livewire component. And I'm using this group, which I should have already available in my component, but I don't think I do. Hold on. Yep, oh, it's not the model. The Livewire component. Okay, so I don't have it. I need a public group. Please import the model. Thank you. Again, naming models group. What is that? No, group model. Use app models group as group model. And then public group model group. So this I'm passing in as a parameter. Fine. And then should have a mount. No, I don't. I don't have to have a mount. In the template, I'm just going through all of the group tasks in order, get as task, then rendering the Livewire Kanban card component, passing the task in, setting a wired key. All of that should work. So let's come over here and just remove all of this. Not all of it. Hold on. Just everything in between the for each. This part. There you go. It even looks better now. Let's see if it works. I'm hoping it does. Nope. Unable to find component group. Where? Are you sure? Oh, I named, yeah, of course. Kanban group. No? Define variable group. Just said it. I guess because of the name convention. Not finding it. Let's add a mount just in case. Hold on. What are you talking about? Undefined variable group in resources views components Kanban group. Oh, wait. Ah, this is okay. Yeah. This is a prob. This is still a Livewire, a blade component. So I still have to pass in the group here. Yeah, I guess. Hold on a second. Yeah, no, that's fine. It is kind of confusing. I should stop using a group blade component and just use the contents of that blade component in my group, because I have a Livewire component that uses a blade component that then uses another Livewire component. It's kind of difficult to follow. Let's try that. Shooting from the hip right now. I'm going to take all of this, yank it out of here. Again, this is the blade group component, but I'm going to move that here. And instead of using a blade component as my template for the Livewire component, I'm just using all of its HTML. I no longer need this attribute starts with wire. And I'm just going to bring this, paste it. Oh, what did I do? Not that. Not that. God almighty. Try that again. Delete. Paste. Now delete this. All right. So I have the sort, I have the classes and everything. And now it's very easy to know that this group now has a nested component, edit group, and add task. Very easy to read. Let's remove this part from here. Sort item position. Now the wire sort now belongs to the group. This method right here. We need to move that. And then we have an edit group that gets the edit group, that gets the group, sorry. And then I guess I could remove this. I'm already setting that globally, so. And then we have a div, starts with, I don't need this anymore. Don't even need a slot. What am I using for the slot? One second, go back a few steps. Oh, the card. I'm gonna need this for each. Yank that, paste it here. Right? Okay, reading again. So we have a div as a root, it has a sort. Now we need the sort method into the group component. All of the classes are there. Then we have a nested edit group component. It has the group. Then we have this div. Again, we don't need this style. I don't need this either. This is the XSort. This is the root of the sortable. This is the group where this is where the tasks are sorted. So we need XSort, and within XSort we have each card, and each card will have within their template an XSort item. Yes, I'm moving so many things. I'm just sure something's going to break. Didn't even get to run on any of them. I'm still in the first test. Am I? Wow. Took such a long detour. Anyway, save this. This is the Livewire. This is the blade. I don't need you anymore. All right, next error. What do you got? Okay, no errors. Cool. So does that mean that the test is passing now? Yes, it is. Well, I'm glad. I moved so many things that at some point I thought, yeah, I'm breaking everything. I'm gonna break everything. But no, that's fine. So now I have a group component that at least I know that can show all of the tasks in that group. Let's run this one too. Shows the tasks in order. That should pass as well. Perfect. Now can move task to target position. Let's run that. Oop, that's not working. Oh, because again, what did we not move? The sort method. So we need a sort method in our group component, which we are going to steal from the board component. I guess this is going to be a long stream, if you guys don't mind, because I don't even know how long we've gone for. It's already 1 hour and 7. We are not even halfway through. I'm so sorry. You guys don't mind, right? I don't want to leave this stream without being able to move cards in between groups, because yeah, that's the goal. So I guess this is going to be a long one. Hold on to your butts. All right, let's take this sword and yank it from here. Actually, I want to delete it. What about the backend? Me too. Okay, I will carry on. I don't want to extend really, but for my example, I want to make a support chat in my e-commerce, but I don't want to chat's ID view. I want a little pop-up model in my homepage, but due to inertias is for SPAs, I can run get queries for get. That's quite, yeah. Oof. Just try the library, see if it works for you. But yeah, it's kind of a complicated matter. I can't imagine why you couldn't use it. But yeah, give it a try and let me know. If you have any problems, just go on to my Discord server and post your question. I'll do my best, even though I'm not very much of a React person. I'll try to give you as much help as I can. What did I do? Why did I do that? Delete, move to group, and paste it here. Okay, we have a little bit of that, sorry. We have a sort function now. We don't need the task ID anymore, do we? No, yeah, we do. So we get the task ID, we find that task ID, current position, just trying to figure out it. We need this DB. Haha, I saw you before you even caused problems. Transaction, sort, everything here should be the same. Let's see. Let's say board. The board code is looking very, very neat now, very lean. And let's run that last test. App Livewire Kanban task not found. Yay, passing. Cool, 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 cool. What else? I close the test file. Come on. Group test. So we have this. This should work as well when dragging down. Yep. Dragging up should work too. And it does. And that's it. Okay, so we have a group component now. Awesome. And I think we're not all we need to do now is use it. So let's go to board. Yeah, we're using it now. Okay, is everything working fine here? We have, why are you so zoomed out? Come on. Can I still sort here? Yes, we can. I sort this one, this one, this one. Can I add cards to a group? Task 6. Ooh, that's not working anymore. Why not? Let's see. So when now we need the refresh groups. Do we need the refresh groups? Can't I just say refresh here? Wait. It's not here. Hold on. That stays. It's in the group. I have to refresh the group itself when adding a card. Let's see. Let's open group. So this here is emitting a task created event, I'm pretty sure. Add task, Livewire, yeah, dispatch task created. So we should react to this. Let's see if this works. So let's say on task created, refresh. Yay, that works. What else? You can still add a group. So everything in group, everything group related, that's fine. Can I edit a group? To do, let's remove the hyphen there. Enter. Yeah, everything's fine. Awesome. What else? Okay, so we have, I think we can move on from the group component and sortable. You know what? I think I'm going to change things up a bit. I don't think we strictly need a sortable trait right now, and I think it will make more sense to create the sortable trait when we're about to sort groups as well. Hi Khalid, Walid, very good. I think it will be a gigantic Livewire component. What will be? I'm actually trying to break things down. The board itself used to be a gigantic component, but now look at this. Actually, I'm going to give you a rundown. How many components do we have? So we have everything for adding, deleting the board. Now looks like this. It used to be super big. It's now just reacting to the task created to refresh the groups. And I don't even need this. Yeah, I don't need this. That's the group. Yeah. So yeah, the board itself is just rendering. That's it. Then we have the group. And this is going to we are going to move this away and move it into a sortable trait. So the group component itself is going to be also very small. And then the card, again, very small. All of the functionality, it's pretty much in the add group. We have something bigger there. Add task, something manageable, edit group, and edit task. All of those components have minimum functionality and they look pretty good, I think. Yeah, always try to break your components into smaller components, because if you create one big ass Livewire component that has everything like I did at the beginning, yeah, it's gonna get complicated real quick. In fact, what other I have? Hold on. The board template itself, for example. I should move the board. I should move everything away from here. Sidebar, the sidebar doesn't need to be in the board. The Kanban.board blade component, I could just use the HTML from that blade component into here. There is no reason why the root of this component should be a Kanban, the Kanban blade component. Yeah, there's a lot of cleanup I still need to do on the board. But we'll leave that for another session. Right now, what I was saying is that we don't really need a sortable component, a sortable trait right now. We can leave that for next week when we are about to implement sorting groups between each other. What I do need right now, and that'll be the last thing that we do today, I think, is sorting between groups, which I think is should be easy enough, I think. Let's see if we can knock that up. So to sort between groups, we need to groupify each column. So let's go and see if we can get that working first. This will be in the group Livewire component that we just created. And here you see that I'm using XSort. What we need to do is give this a group. So I believe we just need to say XSort group equals, and this will be the identifier for all of the groups. If you give all of the groups the same ID, then you can sort between all of those groups. And I'm just gonna call them groups. Very original. I don't care. So with just that, we go here, should be able to grab this, and yeah, look at that. Obviously, nothing's gonna happen because I'm not doing anything in the database. If I just release this one here, it's going to snap back to where it was. Yeah, I was scared for a moment. It didn't move back. because I'm not making any Livewire calls. So it stayed there, but in the database, nothing's gonna happen. So we have this functionality. That's, I don't like that. Do you see how the scroll bar momentarily flickers into existence when I move away? I don't like that. Ugh. Ugly. We'll see how to fix that. Okay, so at least we can move between groups. Now we just need to take care of the database. And the way that we're going to do this, I already looked into it. This is actually it's not a bug, it's a functionality. No, it's ugly. That's a bug. Ugh. Look at that. Ugh. Ugh. Ugly. I do have an idea of how to fix that. How about, I do know, hold on. This should be really, really easy. View page source, not that. Let's see. If I look into it, see how this is, what am I selecting? So this is a main tag here, and the one outside does have the handlebar for the horizontal scrolling. So if I focus only on that and add a hack to that as well, because I don't know if you knew this, but when you are sorting, look at this body tag here. Check the classes. When you are sorting, look at that sorting class that just appeared over there. So Livewire adds a sorting class to the body element so that you can then customize your classes when you are sorting in between groups or even in the same group. So let's use that sorting the same way that we are using the dark class. And let's target only this main element here. So if we go to our app.css, I'm going to copy this. No, not copy. Don't need to copy. Let's just say sorting and main, and everything down main, all of main descendants. And let's just say scroll bar with, let's just set that to none. So whenever I have sorting, whenever I have a sorting class enabled, then I look for the descendant main element, and every descendant on main should not have any scroll bars. Let's see if that worked. Hey, look at that. No scroll bar yet, and actually it worked. See how this one disappeared as well? That's fine. And now if I move across, there is no scroll bars flickering, which I like. The only problem is that you lose this one too, so you kind of have to either use the scroll wheel if there are many elements. And the nice thing is that you don't lose this one here, because I'm only targeting the right element. So you do lose the handlebar when you're sorting here, so you kind of have to use the scroll wheel, or maybe just sort it to this position and then scroll down and then sort again. Kind of like that better. At least I like it better than just scroll bars flickering into existence. Anyway, that was a tangent. Let's deal with the database, because right now we can move cards, but they're not going to stay there. So this is what I want to do. When you move a card out of a group, the event, the sort event, the one that handles, the one that passes the item ID and the target sort position, it's only called on the target group. So it's only going to be called here, but not here. So what we have to do is we need the item ID, we need the card that we're moving. we also need the target position, but that target position is going to be on a new group, not the original group. So we need to first remove the card from the old group like this, like we just need to take it off and rearrange everything. And the way that we are going to take it off is just moving the card like up to a very high number so that every other card in this group is going to rearrange itself. Then we are going to say that this card has a new group. So we're going to reassign the group to this card and then put it into that group in the target position, and the sorting functionality would still work. So let's modify slightly this sort. Where is it? Is it here? Here. So this wire sort, we need the item, we need the position, but we also need the group that we are attempting to use as the target. And we can easily pass that with just a group get key. So now the wire sort parameter receives a group ID. Let's go into the sort method in the group component, and let's accept that new parameter, and this will be the target group ID. Now we need to make a decision at some point. So if nothing changed, let's add a decision. Should be in the transaction as well. So group, task group. Oh, here. Okay, let's try this. Sort -1. Task update sort -1, so that everything below here should be the same, but the only thing that changes is we should make a decision based on whether the target group ID is different than the current task group. That means that we are moving this task from this group that it currently belongs to another one. So let's try this. If group get key is different, I'm using triple equality just to make sure. We shouldn't need to be honest, but that's fine. If that's different than the target group ID. So that means that we are trying to move this task into a different group. So what are we going to do? First, let's remove this task from the current group. We should have a different method though. I'm thinking that this should be in a different method. Hold up. None of this should change. Good luck. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Why don't we create another method here, which is going to be the, let's call it public function move to position. Yes, move to position. Task ID. Target, start position, and let's just move all of this. Paste it here. Okay, now let's focus on this one. Should not need the task ID though. This is all going to be better looking when we move it into a sortable trait. But for now, let's just hack it out. This will be a task, so I don't need to look the task again. Let's just move that up here. So we find the task. And then that'll be the current sort position equals target sort position. That's fine. Target group ID, we don't need it here anymore. That all is going to stay that way. What we are going to do is up here, I'm going to say if, now we can decide if this task, let's just go for the group ID. Get key. Is different than the target group ID. So this task is in one group and now we want to move it to another group. So what do? First of all, we have to take it out of the current group. So we're going to first say this move to position. We pass the task. And the target sort position, like I said, is going to be some big ass number, 999,999. That will effectively take that task off of the stack. So basically moving all of the other tasks in the same group, shifting them up. So now that it is in a big ass position, I can say, I need the group. Can I say this? Sorry, task group disassociate. I think that's a method. Let me look for it real quick, just to be sure. Is it dissociate? Dissociate, okay. So to remove a parent model from a child model, you may use dissociate method. This will set the relationship foreign key to null, and that's what we want for now. And we do it this way because we want to, if we just set the group ID to the target group ID, the relationship will not update. In change, if we say, well, we should, okay. Let's first disassociate. So task group dissociate. So that effectively sets, that will set the foreign key to null. Then we need the new group. So let's say just for readability's sake, let's say group or target group equals, let's use group find or fail target group ID. And let's also say target group ID, target group, sorry, associate, I believe that's the word, yep, associate, no, wait, user account, associate account. Do we need to set the task? Yes, we need to set the task instead. We need to say task associate, no, group associate target group. Let me add some space here. So we move it off the current group, we shift it down, take it out of the group, look for the target group, associate that task to that group, and now we can say this move to position, and we pass the task and we move it to the target sort position. So I hope that makes sense. So basically what we're doing is just saying, okay, take that task and shift it all the way down, so all of the other tasks will shift up, and then remove that task from this group, so the group ID is null, then find the target group in the database and associate that task to that group. And now calling move to position on that task to the target sort position, which is the position on the target group that we want to move into, is going to effectively take that task that now belongs to the other group using associate, and it's going to pop it into that target position. Make sense? So all we're doing is come on, close this tab, please. Thank you. So good to know there are no errors. Now let's see if it works. So we take this task, pluck it out of here, everything moves up, and then we move it into the next group, associate it, and then move it into the target position. And let's refresh, and it didn't work. Because you because you have to save. Come on, just save. Okay, no errors. Let's try that again. Take this from here, put it in here, no errors whatsoever, refresh, and it didn't work again. Come on. Why not? All right, let's do some debugging for a bit. And if it doesn't work, I'll come back next week and share the solution. So what am I getting here? Let's do a DD, task ID, target, sort position, target group ID. Task 1, move it here. What? Why are you not calling? What? Oh, I disabled everything. I guess this needs to be a wait, why? Why are you not calling XORT anymore? Is there any errors in the console? No. I don't think that's it though. Ooh, what happened? Yeah, I don't know why. Something I moved something and now nothing, no sorting whatsoever. Nothing works, which I need to figure out. This should work. Oh, you ass. Oh my god. Look, I have XOR here and XOR here. This one needs the handler, not this one. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Visual inside, double quotes, delete from here. Put it here and paste. Go up here, delete this too. Yes, I can move this up here too. Okay. Are we going to DD now? Yes. Okay, so that means that it should work. So we have the task ID 3 from group ID 2 and moving into group ID 2. No, target sort position 2, but in group number 2. So let's remove this D line here. Everything should work now. No errors. Take task 1, move it in here. Oh, find or fail does not exist on group because I didn't import the class. Of course I didn't. This group model, isn't it? Yes, group model. Sorry. All right, try that again. Task 4, into group 2, no errors, refresh, stays. We did it. Awesome. It took me a bit of thinking, but now it works. All right, now we can move in between cards. Look at that. And if we refresh, why? Didn't that work? That was weird. Okay, that was kind of weird. So it is working. I don't know why that time it kind of popped back into place. Yeah, everything is staying the same. All right. It was a long one. Thank you so much for staying for it. And we achieved the goal. Now, next week, we are going to grab the group, the entire group, and sort in between groups, and everything should still work the same. We are going to take all of this monstrosity out of the group component, and we are going to create a sortable trait so that we can assign that trait to a group model or a task model or whatever model we want, and turn it into something that we can sort around based on the model. And yeah, I think that's all I have for next week. We'll see you next week then. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found any of this helpful. And if you did, don't forget to leave a like. It's always helpful. And if you haven't, like 80% of everyone who watches these videos, subscribe to the channel, please. That's always very helpful as well. And I guess I'll see you next week. See you in the next one.